Thank you everyone for joining us for the Pride in Business Going Digital video stream here. I'm joined today by Brittany McMillan, Carlin Coster, and Jerry Ty, three Calgary realtors. And we're talking about how they have gone digital in the time of COVID-19. So how would you say, for each of you, you've increased or changed your use of technology and sort of branding to support your business during the pandemic?
Well, like you said, Fraser, whoever coined the frame social distancing got it completely wrong. It is physical distancing. Businesses are more social than ever before. Their presence online, whether it's through websites, social media, all that online marketing has been more important than ever before. Realtors have always been at the forefront of that because whether we're dealing with international buyers or, someone that can't physically view the property, we are already adapted to those sorts of tools that we have. As of recent, virtual tours have been another one that's really come to the forefront. If you've done the Matterport 3D tours, they come and take a 3D digital view of your entire house, and people can, go through it as close as virtually possible without actually being there.
Absolutely, and you had some great points there, Brittany, as well. The brokerage that I'm in is quite technology savvy, and that's one of the things that they're kind of known for. So a lot of these things are things that drew me to there to begin with, where it comes to like the online social presence and the use of video and a lot of those different adaptations of how to use the traditional tools in marketing. So I don't think a lot of that has changed for me per se. A lot of the change has come down to how do I serve my clients? When I first meet a client, my first kind of step with them is usually to go for coffee. And we talk about what they're looking for, whether it's on a listing or a buy side, determining if there's a good fit for kind of how I run my business and what they're looking for. And you use a lot of the body language that exists and the tone, and you pull that together, and that's that kind of first interaction, where now I don't have the luxury of doing so. So things like having a Zoom meeting where you kind of are going over the same conversation and still trying to feel out that relationship through the use of technology is what I think has changed the most for me. But again, a lot of the pieces that Brittany mentioned are great points that we have available to us. And fortunately, a lot of our suppliers already were set up with those same tools beforehand. So they're just kind of more important than ever now to be able to access and use them well.
Yeah, I agree with both Brittany and Carlin there. We do a lot of stuff before digitally already. And I think the adjustment is just like open houses that we can't actually go out there and meet clients. For example, I actually did a sale where a client is in Toronto, like before the pandemic, she's in Toronto and she just wanted me to call her on video chat and just show her condos around. So, virtual showings like that, which we're kind of used to, but we just didn't really have to do them before, but it was an option available to us with technology.
I'm gonna say like the digital push probably happened 8 years ago, where you really had to have some sort of online presence. 8 to 10 years ago, everyone knows when you're purchasing a house, the first thing you look at is the photos online. So it's really important to have everything online looking in tip-top shape.
Have any of your clients been sort of resistant, or how have you found people perceiving these virtual showings and potentially making a purchase without physically seeing a property?
It's super important to have someone in your corner that you trust. And, I'm still skeptical about my clients buying something that they haven't seen, whether it's a condo pre-sale or a new built home that hasn't been, that you can't tangibly visit yet. It's so important to know the reputation of the builder, see other products that they've done. If you have an agent that you trust, they can go through the house and they should be pointing out these things to you anyways.
And that's a great point that you've made there about just having somebody in your corner. And that's the basis of what we do every single day, is looking out for our clients' best interests. And I'd venture a guess that if the client's not there in person for the time being, we're all going to be even more critical of the things that we saw. So instead of just pointing it out and having a conversation face-to-face with someone that you're in the home with, you're going to take some really detailed notes and you're going to outline the kind of top things that you saw that are concerning.
Yes, I personally don't think anyone's really going to buy anything from just looking at it online. And I personally won't advise them to do that, just because I think when you walk into a home, there's just a certain feeling that you get when and that it's the right home, and you don't get that from, either looking at like a 3D virtual tour or actually even doing a virtual showing. But you might get it where if the client can't come out at all, like when I had my client in Toronto, then she couldn't come out, but I made sure like we went through that place like 3 times just so that she can actually see it, just on the phone and stuff like that. So you are a bit more careful, but 99% of the time, I don't think someone's going to buy something from just looking at online. They might just, shortlist something instead of, like Brittany said, instead of booking 12 properties to view, they might book 3.
Earlier to the call, we were chatting a little bit about some recent numbers that have come out. So I wanted to get your impression on whether or not you think the ratio of buyers to sellers has changed significantly since the middle of March to now.
Well, it's been a buyer's market here in Alberta for a while, and I think it only got worse with this global pandemic with job loss. So my network, I had tons of people experiencing temporary job loss, and without a job, you're not getting any money for financing. So in that sense, I'd say, people wait for the spring market. They wait for the listings to come out. It's a bit of a frenzy every year, and this kind of fell right at the beginning of it. So it's still very much a buyer's market. The buyers are maybe a little bit more few and far between. The listings, some sellers are waiting for this to end, put it on the market. Other ones are doing it right now because they realize that the buyers that are looking are motivated and genuinely interested in their property. So it goes both ways. In regards to numbers, April sales last year compared to this year was down 63%. So if you think of every 10 houses that sold last year in April, there's only 4 selling this year. So that's a huge, huge difference. Actually 3.5 houses selling. So the number of sales has dropped drastically. What it's going to do to prices in the end, we'll have to just wait and see. But I definitely say that it's a buyer's market out there.
Hello, for those of you who don't know, my name is Mona Moore. I know, it's a beautiful name, you should all learn it. And I am a Calgary drag queen and a Canadian drag superstar. I am also the current reigning Miss Canada Continental. Drag is not only my passion, but my career. And since COVID-19, my career has taken a big change in going digital. I host 2 weekly shows, Mona Moore Sitting on a Virus, a live COVID-19 update, and Miss Canada Continental Cycles for Care, an Instagram live fundraiser for CanadaHelps.org. Now, joining me are some of my favorite Calgary drag queens to discuss COVID-19, the changes it has made, and how we have gone digital. Welcome back to Pride in Business Going Digital. I am so happy to have here some of my favorite Calgary drag queens. I have my first amazing drag queen, my drag sister, Misty Meadows. Take it away, Misty.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here in this amazing reboot of 9 to 5, which is definitely the strangest cast I have seen so far. But it's so much fun. I'm so excited to have this conversation.
And then, of course, we have my little sweetheart. I just want to put you in my pocket, boo. Perla Coddington. Hi, Perla.
Hi, I am pocket size.
And we got our third queen gracing us with her presence. Hello, Miss Anita D. We got a lot to talk about. COVID's been treating you well, or what?
Oh my God, I have been taking all the time for me and trying all the new snacks. Mama, this quarantine beard and belly are looking real good.
Sweet girl, Misty, I have a couple amazing hard-hitting questions for you. Are you ready?
I am ready. This is like Barbara Walters 2020.
I know. How has COVID-19 pandemic affected your work as a drag queen?
It's completely changed everything. Not just the fact that the shows have gone online, which is a huge learning curve, everything from technology, to literally like, how do you make a performance interesting when you only have this?
What are you currently working on?
I'm known for doing comedy mixes of classic songs. There will be a new one premiering for our May 23rd show at Twisted Digital Drag. Then there is my weekly podcast with Amy Meadows called Rambles, where we talk about literally anything and everything.
What social media channels do you think work best for our work?
I never would have said that Zoom would be a social media channel, but it's literally become one. The amount of drag shows that I've seen use Zoom successfully is amazing. Instagram, of course.
If your future self could tell yourself something to help you going digital, what would it be?
Take the time to learn how to use social media channels properly. During fashion school, they actually taught you how to edit podcasts, video, photos. I just now have the time to actually be able to Photoshop, Final Cut Pro, everything, which is mind-numbingly boring, but it has to be done. No.
Our next queen to grace us with their presence. God, I'm so happy that you're here because I miss you so much, and I miss our tequila shots. I miss
Oh,
the nights
bitch,
at
do
the
you know how
bar.
much I miss fucking tequila?
You know what? Our bank accounts don't, though. Okay, I got some really good questions that I'm dying to know. Where did you find your inspiration for drag?
I come from a fashion background and I had worked in fashion. When I started to get into drag, I was like, this is a really cool way to incorporate my love of luxury fashion and my history in luxury fashion and kind of create this creature that exists in the fashion world. Like the outfit that I'm currently wearing right now is part of a set that was inspired by Meadows for spring summer 2019 collection.
I have another question for you, darling. What are you currently working on now, and how has going digital changed your drag performances?
I've just been like hamming out as much as I can, working on new looks. It's kind of cool how we're all just kind of hungry for something to inspire us and be creative and kind of giving each other those outlets during this time. Digital, like I love digital. I love taking a photo. You can do like a different story. Like I have the one where I'm bald and an alien and I'm trying to open a front door, but I don't know how.
What social media channels do you think work best for you?
So I'm all about the TikTok. I love Instagram. We all know I love Instagram. Been debating on starting a Twitch stream of like video games and like doing a gaming channel on Twitch.
Nice, that's a good idea. Why not, eh? If your future self could tell you something to help get you through the digital time, what would it be?
Don't second guess yourself. Flat line. If you feel like you want to do it, try it. Put your heart and soul into it. If it doesn't work, guess what? There's always another medium. As drag performers, we get to hide behind a character. Regardless of what we're showcasing a persona, something that's completely separate from who we actually are. That makes it so much more freeing because at the end of the day, someone can judge a character, someone can judge a persona. That judgment that you may feel isn't coming directly towards you as a person. It's coming towards a facade.
Totally.
And knowing that makes it a little bit more freeing where you can focus on this and be like, this is how I'm doing it as this character. People don't like it, that's fine. That's this character. It opens so many more doors when you can just kind of separate that.
Amazing. I'm so glad you're here to join us, the one and only Miss Anita D. Hello, darling. How has the COVID-19 pandemic affected your work as a drag performer, and how have you adapted your drag to new social distancing?
I'm part of this group called Jupiter Queen. We work closely with a production group called Smutty Gay Content. You can find them on YouTube. We have been using Zoom, and Zoom has been great. We used a little bit of House Party, which was kind of an interesting tool. I wouldn't say that's the best option.
I'm so happy that you guys can share this with me. I love you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pride in Business.
Yeah.
Pride in Business, we hope you're all doing well. Al couldn't make it today, but we know much of our world has changed over the past few weeks, but our commitment towards the LGBTQ2+ community remains the same. And we understand that small business owners are a crucial part of the Canadian economy, and that's why we're proud to work with Pride in Business as we support you through these difficult times. You can count on us as your trusted partner, and we're here for you. Thank you for all that you're doing to help flatten the curve, and we can't wait to meet again in person for one of the many Pride in Business events that we've all known to grow and love. But in the meantime, please know that if there's anything we can do to help support you through these times, please reach out by email or phone. But for today, please enjoy Pride in Business Goes Virtual and have fun.
Always happy to hear from our sponsor.
T-Bing.
Thank you for joining us for Pride in Business Going Digital. I have James Demers here, the Executive Director for the Calgary Queer Art Society. And this morning we're going to be talking a little bit about the Fairy Tales Film Festival and how that is going to be executed during this unprecedented time. So James, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So to start off with, for anyone who hasn't had the chance to attend Fairy Tales in previous years, can you give us a little bit of an idea about what the festival is all about?
So Fairy Tales is a lot like the weather in Calgary. There's something different all the time, which works out for most people. So Fairy Tales has been around for 22 years. The focus of the festival is to promote the LGBT narrative, so narratives of LGBT people in film and in film mediums, but it's also to humanize those stories by watching them collectively as an audience. And that can happen in a couple of different formats, but representation is really important. And these are also fantastic movies.
Excellent. And like you've already alluded to, part of the festival is enjoying it as a whole or as a community. So obviously we're not allowed to be creating gatherings of more than 15 people at the moment. So how have you pivoted Fairy Tales from a larger in-person event into something manageable and feasible within this time?
No, it's a good question. So we partnered with a platform called Zerb TV. What we wanted to do was recreate the festival in the most authentic in-person experience that could be translated online. And so for us, that meant things like hey-gating it and having people show up at the same time to watch the movie, and still delivering things like before each of the films, we're going to have short videos with local artist content, because we would normally have special guests involved in the festival and external events. And so what we've done is we've videotaped those. So when you sit down in the theater, you'll get trailers and local artist content, and it will feel like sitting down with Fairy Tales. And we wanted to do that in a platform that was accessible. And the opportunity here is also that for some of our films, we can screen them globally. We can have conversations about sort of like international queer identity with an international audience. And so there was no reason not to try and make it work. And the other part of it is that our community really values the touchstones over the year where they get to connect with each other. And with the world being in a complicated and strange place, we know that as a festival for LGBT people, we often provide an opportunity for them to connect. And so we wanted to maintain our dates so that we could still provide that experience to the community, even if the rest of the world was strange. So we felt like we had an emotional obligation to the representation that we provide for people, but also we're a film festival. And so it seems reasonable that we would be able to pivot and offer this in a way that was productive for our audience.
Excellent. How do you think this will impact the experience of attending the festival?
I think we're all trying to figure out what attendance impact is going to look like for the next, to be totally honest, 18 months, I think is more than realistic. Like we run events of definitely more than 100 people, and we're not getting anywhere close to those numbers. So I think there's two things here. I think that moving this kind of art online allows for a level of accessibility that might build audience in a way we've never been able to before. And not just global audience, but people that have problems accessing venues, right? So physical access and other things like that. We can address some of those things in this format. So I think there's potential here. But I also think that there is a feeling that is special about being in a theater full of LGBT people and experiencing stories together and laughing together and being shocked together. There is something cultural about the things we experience. And I think bringing people together in a digital format is the closest we can get, but the desire to experience that in person will come back. We've always come together. That's the queer community has always connected that way. And we've often connected that way around entertainment or a cause. And so I think we'll see both. Our intention is actually to maintain the digital platform so that we can build audiences in both places. Because at this point, it seems impractical to not take advantage of the opportunity.
Excellent. And how can people access tickets to the festival?
Just go straight to our website, which is fairytalesfilmfest.com. We also have Calgary Queer Art Society, which hosts the rest of our programming. They're connected, so if you're at one, you can get to the other. And then the ticket links through that site will send you directly to Zerb, and we have the option for full festival passes, 3 film passes, and single ticket sales as per usual. So depending on what you want to have access to, you've got lots of options. And we've also stretched the content. So we normally run for 10 days, but not consecutively. And this year we're running for 10 days consecutively. So there's one event every day with the exception of the Saturdays where there's 2. And so it's a bite-sized amount of content for the night for everybody.
Hi, my name is Thomas. I'm with the BDC, the Bank for Entrepreneurs. We're happy to be here to support Pride in Business, and we'd all rather be together in person through a live event, but that's not been possible because of COVID-19. And because of COVID, BDC has made special initiatives to support small businesses that have been impacted the most through free online resources and through special capital that we've made available through companies that need it the most. But most importantly, we're not going to let this crisis divert our commitment to diversity. So we're happy to support Pride in Business, and we're happy that you're all here for this virtual event. And I hope that we can all get together soon, and I hope you have a great time. Thank you.
Can you please stop walking around? Kago! Hey, what's up? It's Amy Hef here. Big thank you to Pride in Business for having me. This is awesome. I missed you guys dearly, and I can't wait for our next hang in person. I've been, like most of you, at home. I haven't been able to play live shows in person, but I've been doing Zoom private concerts where people hire me and they invite their friends, and we're hanging in a living room. So it's been kind of interesting, and I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do, but I think any excuse to play, I take it, and I can't wait to be on stage though. that's really where my heart is. And I've been working on a new project as well. It's actually a country project. So since the Stampede's not coming, I may as well bring the Stampede, I guess. So whatever we can do. But I'm really excited about it. I've been recording here at home and then sending it off and to other people, and they've been recording their parts, and then we'll be putting it together, and excited to see what comes of it. Yeehaw! Anyways, I'm gonna do a song for you. It's called Relentless. It was my single I put out, I think it was in September. And I'm gonna do it acoustically for you. It's about the struggles in my head of always sometimes wanting to give up and not sure where I can find that courage and just getting that relentless part of it and keep on showing up and doing it. And I think we all could use that right now. Thanks again, Pride in Business. I can't wait to hang with you soon. Here's Relentless. Hearing the voices in my head, hitting the wall, I'm over it. There never was another way, 'cause I'm gonna break through with or without you. Don't stand in my way, you're in my way. There's something inside of me. I'll never stop, I'll never change. It is what it is, so figure it out. Nothing can stop me. I am relentless. I will dig deep till the world sees that my resolve is endless. 'Cause nothing can stop me. Ooh. Trip me out the things to say. I guess they never knew me. Anyway, failure isn't logical, impossible. It is what it is, so figure it out. Don't stand in my way, you're in my way. There's something inside of me. I'll never stop, I'll never change. It is what it is, so figure it out. Nothing can stop me. I am relentless. I will dig deep till the world sees that my resolve is endless. Nothing can stop me. I'll never quit this. Get your seats now, turn it up loud. Gonna go all the way. Say my name like you mean it. Say my name like you mean it. Say my name like you mean it. I will dig deep till the world sees that my resolve is endless. 'Cause nothing can stop me. Ooh. Nothing can stop me. I am relentless. I will dig deep till the world sees that my resolve is endless. Nothing can stop me. I'll never quit this. Get your seats now, turn it up loud. Gonna go all the way. Say my name like you mean it. Say my name like you mean it. Say my name like you mean it. I will dig deep till the world sees that my resolve is endless. 'Cause nothing can stop me.